Good afternoon, my viewers. I welcome you once again to Buchi Online Maths. Today, we have this question that involves the diagram you can see on the board. This diagram shows that line PQ is parallel to line TX. And we are given angle PQR. Angle PQR as 145 degrees. Also, angle TSR, that is angle TSR, is 155 degrees. Then the question says we should find the value of this unknown angle here called x. So in order to solve this type of question, as a mathematics student, you should know that the topic is from parallel lines, okay? So this is a question that involves parallel lines. They have already told you from the diagram, because of the arrow you see here, it shows that this line is parallel to this other line. So because of it, there are things we normally apply. There are laws we also apply whenever we are solving questions that involve parallel lines. Okay, for you to solve this type of question, for you to find the value of x, the next thing you have to do here is to perform a kind of construction in exam, either in JAMB or anywhere you meet this type of question. Please, what you need to do is to construct another straight line. That line will run through x. So in order to solve it, watch me carefully. What I will do is I will construct a line using a dotted line that will pass through S through R. Okay? This line is dividing the angle x into two equal parts. So let me label it. Let me call it U. Let me call this one U. And let me call this one PQRST. U. Let me call this one V. All right. So I've constructed a new line which passes through the angle x to the point V. From U to V is a dotted line which I have constructed by myself. That is the first thing you have to do. And that line, we divide the angle x into two equal parts. So if the whole of this angle is x, and I have divided it into two equal parts, that means here will be x1. Let me call here x1. And let me call here x2. Okay? I've divided x into two equal parts. So let me call the first one x1, and let me call the second one x2, knowing fully well that x1 plus x2 will give me x, because I've divided the value of x into two equal parts. Okay? Now, since I have done that, the next thing now is for us to begin to solve this question. And we know that angle 145 degrees plus this x1, all of them are interior opposite angles. You know, in straight line, we know what we call interior opposite angles. If I have two angles like this facing each other, they are interior because all of them are inside this shape. That is interior. Okay, so angle 145 degrees plus x1, all of them will give you what we call interior opposite angles. Okay, and interior opposite angles, from the topic known as straight lines, interior opposite angles, all of them equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so what we are going to do here is we say from this diagram, we know that 145 degrees plus x1, 145 degrees plus x1 equals 180 degrees. You give your reason. The reason is that the two of them are interior opposite angles. Okay, so here you can give your reason. You say interior opposite. These are short form. This is interior and this is opposite angle. Okay, interior opposite angle. You put them in brackets. Interior opposite angles are 180 degrees. So that is why we have 145 degrees plus x1. So the same thing applies to the second x2 and 155. We also say that 155 degrees plus x2 equals 180 degrees. Reason is sum of interior opposite angles equals 180 as well. So you also give your reason interior opposite angles. Interior opposite angles. You put them in bracket as well. Okay, so if that is the case, now to get x1, for us to get x1 from this, we say therefore x1 equals, remember you are carrying 145 to this side, it becomes 180 minus 145. Okay, so if you subtract 180 from 145, you get the value of x1. Okay, so this is very simple. You see that this is very simple. The same thing applies to x2. x2 will also be 180 minus 155. So whatever it gives you will be the value of x2. Okay, so when you get the value of x1 and x2, you can now get the value of x, because x is just x1 plus x2 will give you the value of x, and that is the answer. So you see that this is very simple. Now let's go ahead to subtract 145 from 180. Let's do it here. 180 minus 145. You cannot subtract 5 from 0, so you borrow 1 from here, which is 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. This remains 7. 7 minus 4 is what? 3. So this is 0. So we have 35. Now let's subtract 155 from 180. The same thing here. Borrow 1 here. 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. This remains 7. 7 minus 5 is 2. So this is 25. Okay. Now x1 is 35 and x2 is 25. Therefore, what is the value of x? So from here, you know that x1 plus x2 will give you the value of x. So you can come here. Let me go up. Let me go up here. So you can come here, continue from up here. You can say but x equals x1 plus x2. Therefore, what is x1? x1 is 35 plus x2 is what? 25. So when you add 35 plus 25, you get, what will you get? 5 plus 5 is 10, carry 1. So you get 60 degrees. Therefore, the value of x equals 60 degrees. So you see how we have successfully solved the value of x. Okay, so whenever you see this type of question, the first thing you need to do is to construct a line that will divide x, okay, into 2 equal parts. Then you label your x, x1 and x2. Then when you find this, you know that 145 plus x1 will give you 180. Reason is interior opposite angle. The same thing applies to x2 plus 155. You see it here, the same reason, okay? Then when you find the value of s1 and s2, you add them together, it will give you x. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember that this tutorial is brought to you by Buchi Online Maths. So please go to our Facebook page, like our Facebook page, follow us on YouTube, Buchi Online Maths, share our videos and like, subscribe. Okay? If you have any question, please go to the comment section, ask us question. We'll be able to answer you. Thank you very much and happy weekend. Bye-bye.